Good morning. Amazing speech, Muffy. Great job right off the bat. As Brad said, I'm here to talk to you about a concept called human design. It's a new way to look at and understand who you are. How many of you have done some type of personality test? Right? Last week we talked about Kolbe and what that test can do and tell you. I'm here to tell you, talk to you about a different way. Has anybody in the room ever looked at or done their astrological chart? Awesome. Human design is a concept about understanding who you are, and it's based on when you were born, your date, your month, the time, and the location. And when you enter this information in, you can go to a website that I'll show you later. You can go in, enter this information for free, and you'll get this graph, which is overwhelming. There's a lot of information here. And then you get some additional pieces of information that will tell you more about who you are, what you are, why you are the way you are. Today, what I'm going to talk to you about is two topics with this whole concept and how you can benefit from using human design in your life. The first one is learn your type. This will help you to gain confidence and trust in yourself and how you can make good decisions. And the second one is follow your strategy. And your strategy will help you fulfill your destiny. Pretty big shoes to fill. There are 5 personality types. The first one is the manifester. And the manifestors have the ability to act and manifest and create. Their energy is not a sustaining energy. It's really all about initiating. They are very powerful people. They have powerful impacts. Their aura can seem dense and overwhelming to individuals, but others need to feel that they've been engaged by the manifester. So it's very important for them to get consensus and let the people who are involved in what they're trying to manifest engage, so they understand how does it affect them and what does it mean for them. It's important that when they are upset or they're not functioning in their ideal space, that they recognize that that can be manifested with anger. So if they're angry or frustrated, then that is because they're not living their true purpose. The great thing about manifestors is if they are feeling that dream and living in that space, then they are at peace. And they understand themselves and they're able to inform others and make sure that they are engaged and understand what their purpose is with regards to what they're trying to manifest. The interesting thing is there's only 9% of the population that are manifestors, and Donald Trump is a manifester. So hopefully that kind of qualifies everything that I just said and you understand what that looks like. Another type is a generator. They have the ability to generate and sustain. So they are the workhorses of the universe. Their aura draws things to them. They're very open and enveloping, and they're always ready to respond to what is right for them. So the important thing, their strategy is to wait to respond and know themselves. So that listening to their gut instinct and understanding what's being presented before them, if that applies to them or not. Their negative aspect can be frustration. So if they don't wait to respond, they jump in to do something and then they get frustrated or they're disappointed because it's not coming out the way they wanted it to come out. And the positive aspect is satisfaction. If they wait and they wait for the universe to bring them their opportunity, then it just creates immense satisfaction. This is 70% of the population, so this is the majority of the population, and Oprah Winfrey is one of these, which is surprising. I also am one of these. So 2 days ago when I volunteered to speak at the last minute, I was like, yeah, let's do it, and then I immediately had frustration and disappointment after, so it really came to fruition. A next type is the projector. They have the ability to recognize potential in other people. So they're the ones, they're sitting back, they're focused, they are absorbing and they're penetrating. And so when I say that, it means that they're absorbing and they're penetrating and they're really understanding people so that they can recognize the potential in them. It's very important for projectors to wait to be invited. You can imagine if they're absorbing and penetrating and trying to understand you, that can be overwhelming. So they need to be invited into that situation. The negative aspect for them is bitterness. So they so want to help and they want to engage and they want to recognize the potential in others, but if they're not invited, then they get bitter and they feel like they're not being recognized for what they can offer. But again, if they can wait to be invited, they get invited, then they just feel success. They're successful in how they can help and guide others, and that just really brings true enjoyment to them. This is only 20% of the population, and Barack Obama is an example of this. And then there's reflectors. The reflectors have the ability to take in the energy around them, the community around them. They are to sample and reflect that energy. Their aura is resistant in sampling, and they do that so that they can protect themselves. So if they're susceptible to taking in the energy that's been provided to them, they need to protect themselves because they absorb that energy. So think about times of strife, war, discontent. They take that in and they can absorb that and reflect that back. So it's really important that they protect themselves. So with reflectors, in the negative aspect, they can feel a lot of disappointment if they're not living authentically. If they're not watching themselves and not taking in, they can be disappointed. And then they can also be surprised by what the world has to offer them. This is only 1% of the population, and Sandra Bullock is one of these. So I hope that I've given you some information about human design. It is really a very large topic, so these are just the initial aspects of it, trying to understand what is your type and what is your strategy to help you navigate throughout life. So there's a couple of places you can go, mybodygraph.com, and you can do your own body graph and you can just start exploring. Thank you.
Thank you, Amy, and thank you for stepping up at the last minute and